Hey everybody, welcome back again to the NEC 2016 41st Annual Conference here in beautiful sunny Connecticut. Again, once more at our booth here in the vendor room for Nature's Talk Show. Right now I'm joined with the Plant Lady.
I'm the plant lady, Amanda Wenger.
I did a teaser saying we were going to have the Plant Lady. We officially have the Plant Lady. It's what her badge says.
See?
Now that we know your superhero name and your true identity, why do people call you the Plant Lady?
Well, they call me the plant lady because I know about plants. And that's, what I write about. I write for Tropical Fish Hobbyist magazine about plants mostly. Occasionally shrimp, but mostly plants. And I guess in a hobby where everybody has fish in common, the one who does other stuff stands out, or something.
Well, plants always seem to be that mystery for people. Everybody wants a live planted tank, but very few people put forth the energy and the dedication to do it. So
It's not as much energy, or rather, I should say, it doesn't have to be as much energy as a lot of people think. Certainly, you can go crazy, set up one of those high-tech CO2 injected, fancy 4 watts per gallon of crazy high output lighting things, and that's cool. You'll grow a lot of plants. You'll grow some really nice plants, but that's the kind of thing where you got to keep on top of it. You're giving your plants, every 10 days, you're giving the whole tank a haircut because it'll drive growth at ridiculous speeds. You don't have to do that. You can do a lower light planted tank with plants that don't have the same, needs. You can do a little less lighting, so it's a little easier on your electric bill. And a lot of plants you can sort of just let be and only intervene when you see a problem. So, that you have options.
so let me put you on the spot. I didn't prep you with any questions. This one's going to be one of those questions I'm going to want to take back because I'm sure it's going to be a very scientific answer. What's your favorite substrate in a general planted tank?
Dirt. I say this, and people look at me like I'm nuts. It's like, why would you put dirt in your fish tank? Are we supposed to be taking the dirt out of the... Dirt has been growing plants for millions and millions of years without our assistance. It is the ultimate substrate. It grows things. Now, when I say dirt, I don't mean like super rich in organic matter garden soil. I mean really clayey, minerally, not a lot of decaying organics, really lousy dirt. The kind of dirt you would normally want to get rid of if you had it in your garden. The high mineral content is, of course, great for the plants. Or too much organic matter in there will actually decay and can trigger anaerobic environment where you get sudden bursts of carbon dioxide that can bubble up out of the blue and completely screw with all the parameters of your tank, which is not a good thing. So you actually want really lousy dirt, and I usually put, give or take, an inch of that on the bottom of a tank, and then cap it with 2 to 2.5 inches of something heavier, like sand, for example. Sand's got a really great texture for plants like finer materials to sink their roots into. You could also do any of the planted tank cation exchange type substrates, things like fluorite, turfus, which is not for plants specifically, but people use it for that. Beyond that, just a little bit of dirt in the bottom of the tank goes a long way. It's got all the nutrients you need, all sorts of things. And on top of that, depending on what kind of plants I'm trying to grow, I'll put usually some variation on T5 lighting. I'm experimenting with LEDs right now, but they're fairly new. They've only really been around as fixtures in the past 2 years, give or take, and we'll see how that goes in the future, but for now I prefer T5 lighting. It's fairly efficient. And if I'm growing something that's low light, I'll put 1 or 2 strips on there, depending on the depth of the tank as well. If I want to go really crazy, I can, put a few more bulbs on there, add a little bit of CO2, and then you get crazy growth. But yeah, so dirt.
Dirt.
Grows plants.
You're here to hear on Nature's Talk Show first. Dirt grows plants. Now, tough question number 2. And it's one of those you hear everybody's got an opinion. You know what they say about elbows, and you know what? Everybody's got one. Snails. Good, bad, pest, good to a degree. What's your stance on the average snail?
The average snail is an inevitability. I happen to love loaches. Loaches are wonderful things. They eat snails. So some of my tanks don't have snails, and some of them do. And either way, it's more or less okay. Apple snails are, with the exception of mystery snails, are generally a no-go because they will eat your plants. Ram's horns, Malaysian trumpets, that sort of thing, generally harmless. If you really hate them, set up a snail trap, get a tank with a loach, throw them in there. The Malaysian trumpets do provide some benefits in that they dig in the soil and tend to turn it over to prevent that anaerobic environment I mentioned from occurring, buildup of organic matter. So they do have their uses. Some people think they're unsightly, though. It's you got an aquarium. Occasionally, weird things pop up in it that you don't expect. Snails just happen to be a frequent
So
hitchhiker.
we know you're the plant guru, i.e., plant lady. We know you like loaches. What else do you stock your tanks with?
Oh, just about every little fish out there. I've got great variety of little darting minnowy things. I like angelfish. Got a couple of ancistrus plecos here and there. One token African cichlid tank. That's not planted. That's where all the duckweed goes. See, I grow a lot of duckweed. I operate a lot of tanks in a duckweed-based filtration system, which is to say, you slap a light over the tank, you get duckweed growing on the top, and whenever the duckweed floods the surface, you scrape it off and take it out of the tank, and duckweed processes everything out of the water. It'll take all sorts of, nitrates, ammonia, that sort of stuff, but in addition to heavy metals, it takes everything out of the water. And you can take all that and basically scoop it right out of your tank. I feed it to the African cichlids. I know people who have chickens who feed it to their chickens. So I've got that one tank full of herbivorous fish. I also have a lot of shrimp, some crayfish, the little Mexican orange ones, Cambarellus patscorensis. Those are fairly plant-friendly, especially if you have more durable plants, so those are fair game for a planted tank. Cherry shrimp, carbon shrimp, the usual suspects. A couple of Amano shrimp, sorted little live bear, a little bit of everything, basically. I've kept a little bit of everything over the years.
Well, it's been fabulous. The plant lady here on Nature's Talk Show at the NEC conference. And again, if you didn't see our last interview with Koi International, the hats are very popular. Check out that interview as well.
I buy a new one every year. Got a whole collection at home.
See, it's a popular thing. You can get it at the NEC every year with Koi Organization International. But I'd like to thank you, the plant lady, for joining us here on Nature's Talk Show.
Hi, world.
On our YouTube stream. It's pretty exciting. We're doing some new fun stuff. And join us again in a little while here on Nature's Talk Show at the NEC. Thank you very much.